Welcome to Yoga for Hope. Unfortunately, we cannot be together this year. However, we would like to continue on the tradition of doing our yoga flow class for all levels. This is a donation-based class. Feel free to give as little or as much as your heart is willing to do so. All proceeds do benefit the cancer support community. Thank you for joining us.
So starting off on your back, take a moment to find comfort in the physical body, making any shifts or adjustments that you need to make. Maybe rock the head a little bit from side to side. And finding stillness there. And then just take a moment to notice your breath. Without changing or shifting, just notice where the breath is going. Is it stopping in the chest? Is it making its way to the belly? And then just begin to deepen the breath. So as you inhale, let the belly fill up. As you exhale, the belly softens. And then find a quiet breath. Let the breath be continuous. So let the inhale flow right into the exhale. And let the breath be smooth. So keeping this breath throughout the practice, take just a few more moments here. Maybe observing and noticing any tension in the body from the top of the head to the fingertips and to the toes. Just noticing any sensations, feelings. And then keep your body as calm and still as it is, but slowly with your inhale, let the arms reach up and overhead. Perfect. So as if you were just stretching for a moment as you woke up, and then reach the fingertips behind you. So begin to straighten your arms. Perfect. And then moving with your breath, on the exhale, let the arms come back alongside the body. So finding that link with your breath, on the inhale, let the arms reach up and overhead. And whether you make it to the back or not, as soon as that exhale starts, bring the arms alongside the body. So flow here with your breath, letting the breath guide the movement. And then as you exhale, bring the knees in towards the chest. Perfect. Wrap the arms around, give yourself a hug. Maybe sway a little bit from side to side. Then we're going to add on to the flow that we just created with the arms. So on your inhale, let the arms come up and overhead and let the legs extend back on the floor. Yes. Inhale, hug it all in and begin to flow with your breath here. Perfect. Take one more cycle here. And keep the knees into the chest and maybe sway a few times from side to side. And then bring the hands to the knees. And you're just going to make some circles here. Perfect. On the inhale, we open. On the exhale, we close. So still linking that breath with the movement. And then go in the opposite direction. Beautiful. Take one more circle here. And then place the soles of the feet onto the floor. Knees about hip distance apart. Bring your arms alongside the body and press the palms into the mat. Perfect. And on the inhale, we're just going to take a few pelvic lifts. So on the inhale, lift maybe just the tailbone, and on the exhale, lower. So again, moving with the pace of your breath, inhaling to lift, exhaling to lower. And then each time you lift, lift a little bit higher, coming towards your bridge pose. And it doesn't have to be the fullest expression. Next time you inhale and lift, just pause there for a few moments. Find out how you're feeling. Do you want to stay a little passive, or maybe interlace the hands behind the small of the back, lift the hips, draw the knees away from the hips, and bring the sternum towards the chin. Find that same deep, smooth, continuous breath here, no matter where you are. Perfect. And then on your exhale, lower the spine down one vertebrae at a time. Draw the right knee in towards the chest. Make some circles with that knee. Beautiful. And then placing the right hand to the outer right edge of the foot, take a half happy baby here. Yeah, so the knee is coming in towards the underarm. The sole of the foot is reaching up towards the sky. Any movement here that feels good. Perfect. And then on the exhale, release the right foot down. Draw the left knee in towards the chest. So again, any movement, maybe some circles. And when you're ready, take that half happy baby on that side. So left hand comes to the pinky toe side of the left foot. And then if you want to add the right leg as well and take full happy baby, you can find yourself there making any movement that feels good. Perfect. Take one more moment here. Then go ahead and extend into one more full body stretch. Arms up and overhead, legs long, point the toes, anything that feels good. And then one more time, bring the knees in just to roll over onto your side. And then come to a hands and knees position, tabletop, when you're ready. Perfect. So when you get to your hands and knees position, just begin to make any movement that feels good. So that could be swaying the hips, making some circles, listening to your spine. So we want to get the spine moving in all directions. And then begin to once again link the breath with the movement. So when you're ready, find your cat-cows. On your inhale, reach the heart forward, begin to open the throat and lift the tail. On the exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the spine, and tuck the chin. So flow here with your breath. The full inhale will open the heart. And as soon as you begin to exhale, we begin to round. And think about on the inhale, stretching the front body. And think about on the exhale, stretching the back body. Perfect. Take about 2 or 3 more here. Perfect. And then find your neutral tabletop. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to extend the right leg behind us, toes on the floor, and just rock forward and back. So massaging the toes, that right ankle. Perfect. And then find stillness here. We're going to bring the left toes out to the left, so make a little bit of a kickstand. Come onto the sole of the right foot, and then inhale the right arm up to the sky. Perfect. So modified side plank here. Lift the hips up high. Decide what you want your arm to do, whether it's reaching up to the sky or maybe overhead, reaching with the fingertips. Option to take some big circles here. So whatever it is that your body is feeling here. And then we're going to meet with the arm up to the sky. So the right arm is up, shoulders are stacked. Stay here or maybe lift your right foot, pressing energy through the right heel. So just playing with your balance here. Last option Maybe you bend the right knee and reach back with that right hand. So a couple different levels here. You could take the bind, just reach with the leg, or you can keep the right foot on the floor. Take one more moment where you are. If you have the bind, release on the exhale and just reach. Beautiful. And then exhale the hand and the knee back. Come back to your tabletop. Realign the spine, so maybe sway the hips. Take another cat-cow or two. Perfect. And then before we move to the other side, bring the big toes to touch, knees open wide. Take a child's pose. Perfect. So always giving yourself permission to take that break. Come back to your breath. Beautiful. And then find your tabletop when you're ready. So coming back to your hands and knees. Maybe one or two more cat-cows here. Perfect. So letting your breath guide you. And then extend the left leg behind you. Left toes find the floor and take that motion rocking forward and back, massaging the toes and the ankles. And even link that movement with your breath. So the full exhale, the heel will draw back, and the full in-breath, the shoulders will come forward. And then finding stillness here, the right toes will come out to the right, sole of the left foot finds the floor, and you peel the chest open, left arm comes high. Perfect. So we were just here a moment ago. Every side is different, so find what works best with your arm position here. Maybe you take those circles to open up the chest and loosen the left shoulder. Perfect. Take one more circle if that's where you are. Reach the left hand up to the sky. And then play with that variation. So maybe the left foot comes off of the mat. Maybe you take that bind, or just simply keep the foot on the floor. Take 3 big breath cycles wherever you are. If you have that bind on the exhale, release and reach. Take an in-breath. Exhale everything down. Beautiful. Sway the hips for a moment, any movement you choose, and then find your first downward facing dog. So maybe the hands come up one handprint, lift the knees, lift the hips, and pedal that out, maybe bending one knee at a time. If down dog is not accessible, always an option to stay on your knees or find a child's pose. Perfect. And then on the inhale, lift the heels, so come onto the toes, and on the exhale, let the heels lower. Take one more here. Perfect. And then next inhale, as you come onto the toes, roll yourself forward into a plank. Yes, beautiful. Let the heels drop back, long line in the spine. Perfect. So we're going to come down onto our bellies. Whether you bring the knees down first and lower down, that's an option, or you could just lower all the way down. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders towards the mid or low ribs and place the head on the floor. So forehead to the floor. Beautiful. Draw the elbows in towards one another. On the in-breath, reach the crown of the head forward. Come up into your cobra. Use your exhale to lower. Perfect. Take a few more cycles here. Beautiful. On that next exhale, lower yourself back down and then press yourself back into a downward facing dog or pass through that child's pose. Perfect. Take another moment or two here. And then we are going to walk our hands back to our feet. So we're going to find ourselves in a forward fold. So maybe in this first forward fold, the knees are bent a lot. Maybe your hamstrings are ready for straight legs. Let the head release down towards the floor. Maybe we're swaying a little bit here from side to side. On your inhale, bring your hands to your shins and find a halfway lift. So reach through the crown of the head. On the exhale, Release the head down, find your fold. And then move with your breath 2 more times. Use your full inhale to lift halfway. Full exhale to lower. This time when you lift on your in-breath, find that half lift. Hands come to the hips and come to rise nice and slow. Perfect. So we're at the back of the mat right now. Take an inhale here, sweep the arms up. On the exhale, find your chair. So sitting back in that imaginary chair, and bring your hands to your hips for a moment. Notice the low back. So if the low back is, or if the tailbone is lifting, lengthen the low back. So draw the tail down towards the earth. Hands to heart. Find your breath here. And maybe this is where you want to stay, or maybe you reach the arms up to the sky or find cactus arms. So any way you choose. There's no right, there's no wrong. Perfect. And then flowing here for a moment. Inhale, straighten the legs, straighten the arms. On the exhale, find that chair with cactus arms. Perfect. 2 more. Perfect. 1 more. Inhale to reach. Exhale into your chair. Inhale as you are, and on the exhale, fold over the legs. Find that halfway lift on the inhale. On the exhale, fold, plant the hands, walk yourself forward, downward facing dog. Perfect. Always an option to take a vinyasa. So if you want to inhale and come forward into your plank, you can do that. On your exhale, lower all the way or halfway. Inhaling to your heart opener, and then meeting in downward facing dog. Perfect. Beautiful. This time, walking your feet to the front of the mat, so feet to your hands. Find your halfway lift on the inhale. Exhale to fold, and then on the in-breath, arms reach up and overhead, and then let the hands find the heart. When you get there, just close the eyes for a moment. Hands can stay at heart or alongside the body. And just notice how you're feeling. Notice if those areas of tension that you found at the beginning of class, laying on your back, are they still there? Have they shifted? Take 1 more moment here. And then inhale, sweep the arms high. On the exhale, we're going to just slide over to the right. So right hand comes down, left fingertips reach over. Breathing into the left side body. Inhale, both arms high, and then exhale to the left. Perfect. Take 1 more, your breath each side. Perfect. And then when you inhale back to center, arms reaching high, maybe you come into a little back bend. So lift the heart if that feels okay, engage the core, and then exhale, fold over the legs. Halfway lift on the inhale. On the exhale, fold, plant the hands, and we're going to step the left foot to the back of the mat. Parallel the left foot with the back of the mat, and then rise up into your warrior 2. Perfect. Take a moment to adjust the feet and the legs if you need to. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky, straighten the right leg. Exhale to lower. Perfect. Take 2 more here. Each time maybe getting just a little bit deeper. This next exhale, we're going to pause. We're going to let the shoulders melt down towards the hips, reaching fingertips forward and back. Beautiful. And we're just going to find a little flow here. So flip the right palm, reach forward on your in-breath. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Right hand comes up. And just take a breath here. And then on your next exhale, side angle, right elbow, right knee, left arm reaches up and overhead. Perfect. Take 1 more, 1 breath per movement. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale, side angle. Perfect. Come back into warrior 2. Inhale, reach through the fingertips. And on the exhale, windmill the hands down to frame the right foot. Right foot comes back to meet the left. Plank position, either on the knees or off. Perfect. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down. Come into your cobra. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, lower. Downward facing dog or child's pose. So for about 5 or 6 moments, take whichever variation that you choose. So if you want that break, take it. Perfect. Take one more breath where you are. If you're in that child's pose, find that down dog. Bring the feet to the front of the mat your way, tiptoeing, hopping, stepping. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Perfect. Inhale, arms reach up and overhead. This time, just exhale and fold right back through. Perfect. Halfway lift. And then place the right foot to the back of the mat. Beautiful. Parallel the right foot. We're going to find that warrior two on this side. So coming to rise when you're ready. Adjust the feet and the legs if you need to. Perfect. Find that flow. Inhale, arms high, legs straightens. Exhale, lower. 2 more, the pace of your breath. Perfect. Last one, we're going to hold. This time, we're going to flip the palms so the palms are facing up to the sky, stretching the front of the shoulders. Take one breath here. Reach forward with the left fingertips. Reverse the warrior. Left hand up and back. Take one full breath here. And then finding our flow on the exhale, left elbow, left knee, right arm reaches up and over. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Bottom half of the body is staying just as still as it was in that warrior two. Exhale. Last time, inhale, open the left side. Come back to warrior two. Take an inhale, reach through the fingertips. Exhale, windmill the hands down. Perfect. Left foot comes back to meet right. Last option for that vinyasa. So you can go straight to down dog or on your exhale, lower all the way or halfway. Inhale to your heart opener. Downward facing dog, last down dog of the class. So maybe you stay for a few moments. And then we'll all meet in a child's pose. So knees lower to the mat. Beautiful. Hips to heels. Any arm variation. So you can extend the arms forward. You can bring the arms alongside the body. Or stack the hands and place the forehead on the hands. And in your child's pose, creating any movement that feels good. So sometimes swaying the hips or rocking the forehead feels good. And check back in with your breath. Perfect. So take just another few moments here. And then we're going to come to lay on our back once again. So just as we began class, perfect. And just for a moment, bring the right knee in towards the chest. We're just going to find a twist before we come into our Shavasana. Any movement here, maybe rotate that ankle. Perfect. And go in the opposite direction. And then let the left hand take the right knee. Let the right arm come out to the side. Take an in-breath. On your exhale, draw that right knee over the left side body. Perfect. And just take a few moments here. Let the head, the neck, the shoulders be nice and soft. Perfect. And then slowly come back to center. And just switch the legs. So let the right leg go straight, left knee comes in. Maybe take those circles with the ankle on that side in both directions. Perfect. And then as the right hand reaches for that left knee, the left arm out to the side with an in-breath. On the exhale, Find your twist here. Beautiful. And then bring that leg back to center. Take any other movements that you need before Shavasana, so before that final relaxation. And when you're ready, finding a variation that works for you. Perfect. And let the body just release into the mat. And bring your awareness to the tip of the nose. So to the nostrils where the air comes in and out of the body. Notice the cool air as it comes in and the warm air as it comes out. So finding that deep breath, that smooth breath. Begin to deepen your inhales once again and lengthen your exhale. And beginning to wake the physical body with gentle movements, wiggling the fingers and the toes, or a gentle rock of the head from side to side. And then take one more full body stretch as you extend the arms up and overhead, point the toes. And then draw the knees into the chest for one more hug. And then rolling over onto your side for just another moment or two of peace and stillness. And using your hands to press yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Perfect. And bringing your hands to your heart center, closing the eyes, taking that moment to thank yourself for your practice today, for making it to your mat, for finding that time for self-care. The love and light in me honors the love and light in each of you. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste.
Good morning, everybody. As you can see, we're celebrating the 13th year of the Wings of Hope event, a little differently this year, but the cause is still the same, and that is to honor and to remember those who have been affected by cancer. Butterflies, of course, are symbols of transformation, and the cancer support community has been transforming the lives of people affected by cancer here in the Lehigh Valley for the last 16 years. The CSC ensures that no one faces cancer alone by empowering all people affected by cancer through support, education, and hope. Through participation in programs of support groups, educational workshops, and healthy lifestyle classes such as meditation and yoga, wellness workouts, just to name a few, people affected by cancer actively engage in their health care, and they regain control of their lives and connect with others and restore hope for a better quality of life during treatment and in survivorship. The cancer support community's programs are offered at no cost to current cancer patients, cancer survivors, cancer thrivers, family members and caregivers, and friends of those who have been diagnosed with cancer. You'll see on the side of the screen the flowing curtains with the names that have been sent in prior to today's event. But don't worry, you can still honor or remember your loved one by visiting the link that's posted at the bottom of the screen. Don't forget to check out the virtual program book that has been emailed to you. Also, since we are virtual this year, we've decided to take advantage of it and give you all a tour of the cancer support community so you can see how this community can empower you throughout your loved ones or your personal journey. Here's Amanda Buss, Executive Director. Amanda?
Welcome to the cancer support community of the Greater Lehigh Valley. Come on in and let me take you on a tour. This is our welcome and check-in area. Our members are greeted with a friendly smile and then directed over to the kiosk to check in for their scheduled program. One of the unique aspects of the cancer support community is our programs happen in a home-like setting. The decor and furnishings in the next 3 rooms, which hold our weekly and monthly support groups, have been designed with that in mind. In addition to the weekly and monthly support groups, we also offer individual counseling. Each of our members will be given an orientation where you will complete a survey that will help us provide you with the programs that best suit your needs. Through the generosity of the Saucon Valley women golfers, we were able to renovate this room to transform it into a beautiful boutique. People going through cancer treatment can feel empowered as they try on wigs that are offered to them at no cost. Our library is full of resources that have been selected by program staff. Everything, again, is offered to anyone affected by cancer at no cost. Selections are divided into categories based on cancer types or common themes. We also use this room for educational workshops where experts from local oncology practices share information. In our hospitality area, we have coffee and water offered to our members all day long. Our wellness studio holds about half of our programs. Anything floor-based is held here. Volunteers from Air Pro Retiree Group helped us transform this large industrial area into a comforting environment where yoga, tai chi, qigong, and fitness classes can meet. We can also utilize this space to hold larger educational programs or our popular social connections. The bigger family center focuses on creative arts where our members do mandalas, collages, and other creative arts to help people express and explore emotions. Our children's area is an area where children can come to take a break and to connect with other children during programming. Thank you for taking the time today and going on this tour with me. If you would like more information about the cancer support community and how we can help you or your loved one through your cancer journey, please visit our website at cancersupportglv.org. Thank you so much for being with us today. Cancer doesn't stop even when COVID lurks, and the psychosocial needs of people affected by cancer, directly or indirectly, doesn't stop either. In fact, it worsens. We are seeing the emotional needs and how they have increased significantly within the cancer community. Disruptions in daily living, social isolation, and a high degree of uncertainty and concern about access to resources have led to increased anxiety, fear, and panic. These, in turn, will intensify underlying physical and mental health conditions. But despite the current pandemic, CSC is as involved with our members as ever. We've increased our licensed mental health professionals' availability and moved our entire operations online. Reaching our members and potential ones is particularly important right now. That is why we are so grateful for the sponsors of today's event, so that we are able to continue providing our comprehensive services at no cost. Take a look at these videos from our HOPE sponsors: Lehigh Valley Cancer Institute and St. Luke's Cancer Center.
I live in Kutztown. I've lived there for almost 40 years now. I live with my husband and my 2 little dogs. I have 2 grandchildren. I just had to have a routine pap smear. It was a snowy Friday morning, I'll never forget it. And upon examination, she found a mass. She sent me immediately into St. Luke's to have a scan. It was Dr. Taylor's office. And I didn't know Dr. Taylor. I'd never met Dr. Taylor before. He called me. I went to the office first thing on Monday morning, and Tuesday morning I was operated on. And the thing that he said to me that day that stuck with me the whole time is he said, instead of thinking that this was the worst possible scenario, that it had spread, the worst possible scenario is not to catch it when it has spread. We went to Dr. Taylor's office. He was just very kind and patient. He had an air of confidence about him and an air of humility about him. I just knew that he was the person that I wanted to have by my side as I walked through this whole experience. I didn't go for a second opinion. I just didn't feel I needed to. And Jenna, Dr. Taylor's PA, she was kind and patient every time I saw her. Having faith and trust in the people that you've chosen medically to companion you through this experience, it's immeasurable. When I was studying to be a nurse, I knew that there was a component to healing that was more than physical. There was much more to nursing than taking blood pressures and temperatures and measuring this and giving medications. It's the human connection and the spiritual connection. I don't understand how anyone can go through an experience like cancer and not feel the presence of someone greater than they are. I didn't stop my life. I just trusted that Dr. Taylor and God would get me through it. I didn't worry about getting infections. I went to church. I went to weddings. I went to places where there were a lot of people. I didn't want to get stuck in the doubt or the fear. I needed to just move through it and move out of it. I needed to live my life. And it's made me a better person. It's made me a stronger person. It's taught me to fear less and love more. You know, it's not the end. It's different for a while, but then it's a new beginning.
Prima wasn't a child prodigy or valedictorian. But thanks to Lehigh Valley Cancer Institute's team of experts and their membership in the Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Alliance, beating cancer inspired Prima to pursue oncology nursing. Now she knows things about it you'd never find in a textbook. Earn that degree, Prima. You deserve it. Lehigh Valley Cancer Institute, your health deserves a partner.
At LVHN, we are committed to keeping you and your loved ones safe. That is why we are taking every step possible. Here's how we are delivering the care you trust in at Breast Health Services. Everybody receives a temperature screening at the door. Patient arrival times are staggered, and waiting room seating is spaced to support social distancing. everyone must wear a face mask. We offer hand sanitizer as you arrive for your appointment. Plexiglass has been installed for added protection for our patients and our colleagues. Our care team wear protective equipment and follow strict safety guidelines. We wipe down the machine right in front of you, and our dressing and exam rooms are cleaned and disinfected regularly. These safety precautions are also in place on our mobile mammography coach. Since the coronavirus outbreak, many women have not come back for their diagnostic mammogram. Don't put your health on hold. You can confidently schedule your screening and diagnostic mammogram right now. Because as your healthcare partner, we are taking extraordinary steps to protect you and deliver the safe care you deserve.
In addition, thank you to Capital Blue Cross, Cedar Crest College, the Clare family, Keystone Canna Remedies, Arbor Insurance, Dr. Jill Crossan of OAA, Highwood USA, and ShopRite of Hunterdon County. As you know, all of the programs that we offer, support groups, healthy lifestyle programs, educational workshops, and social connections, are provided at no cost to anyone affected by cancer. Fundraising through events like today allow us to do so. So thank you to those who have already donated in your loved one's honor or memory, and for those who hadn't and would like to support our programs so that no one faces cancer alone here in the Lehigh Valley, please visit the link below. As the Executive Director and also as a 14-year cancer thriver, I thank you for your generosity.
Always an impressive list of the local support. Thank you all to all of today's sponsors. And I would like to now introduce Mr. Paul Tyson as he shares his story.
My name is Paul Tyson. I grew up in Wisconsin, a town called La Crosse, Wisconsin. That's on the Mississippi River. I moved out east about 30 years ago to take a job in community theater. I now work at Muhlenberg College in their Department of Theater and Dance as a theater technician. For hobbies, I like to bike ride, and I play poker online, and I dabble in art. When I turned 50, I was advised to get a colonoscopy because you're 50 years old, you get a colonoscopy. And they discovered the tumor during a routine colonoscopy. So I'm sort of the poster child for why you should get one at age 50. And that was in January of 2018. So when they were doing a CT scan to stage the cancer, they also discovered that I had an enlarged hot lymph node, which turned out to be unrelated to the colon cancer. It was a form of lymphoma. So then in March of 2018, I had surgery to remove part of my ascending colon. And then I went through some recovery from surgery. And then I started chemo in April of 2018. And I had chemo through July. And then I had a little bit of chemo in October for the lymphoma, and I didn't respond well. I got sick, ended up in the hospital. But the good news is that my lymph node sort of shrunk in size, and I have been sort of having regular scans since then to sort of keep an eye on it. A friend of my wife's gave me a card with, I think, Jen Sinclair's information on it, and said if I ever had questions about my cancer, I should reach out to them. They had a lot of resources. And so I went there to initially look at their library. They have a large library of books and pamphlets about different forms of cancer and different treatment. And I wanted to become as informed about my treatment options as I could without sort of doing all the work on my own online. You know, you sort of stay away from WebMD because, you know, everything's a death sentence on WebMD. So I went to there initially, and she recommended that maybe I would benefit from a support group. And I initially was resistant because I'm not really the sort of share your feelings sort of guy. But I found during chemo, I was having a little more trouble talking to people about my cancer journey. And so I went to a support group meeting to see how it felt. And it was really comforting. I was able to sort of talk to other people who were going through cancer treatment themselves, and we were able to share information, and we didn't have to have the awkward, you're sort of conditioned through media that when someone says they have cancer, it's a horrible thing, and so people sort of tiptoe around it. With a group of other cancer survivors and patients, you've gotten past all of that, and you're able to have real conversations without having to go through, oh, I'm so sorry, that must be horrible, or I knew an aunt who had this sort of stuff. You're actually talking to people who are going through it right now, and they don't have the same need to commiserate with you at that level. And I found that to be very comforting. And that's why I kept going back. And as I first started, I was sort of getting more information from other people than I was giving. And as I've moved on through my journey, I think I'm sort of giving out more information than I am getting at this point. I'm sort of, I don't want to say elder statesman, but I'm certainly one of the longest members of my current group. And I'm able to share with them my advice and tips for surviving chemo and treatment. I think now it's the camaraderie. It's I see some of the same people, and this is the only time I see them. I don't usually see them out in public. And it's, Gilda says she's got an exclusive membership to a club she didn't want to belong to, and that's sort of how I feel about it too. And it's nice to be able to share with them now the triumphs as opposed to all the setbacks that I experienced while I was going through chemo. I had a rough time with chemo, and they gave me a lot of advice that helped me get through it. And now I feel like it's my turn to sort of pay that back. And honestly, some of them are, what I would consider to be good friends now, albeit just at the group. And when we moved online, I sort of pop into the group sessions as well for that reason. I can't imagine what my cancer journey would be like without the support and the friendship of those that I've met at the cancer support community. I think it's a really important thing for the community in general and cancer patients. And I'm very grateful for their existence and for letting me be part of the group and sort of welcoming me in and really making me feel like I was one of them from the very beginning.
Thank you, Paul, for sharing your story with us and bringing hope to others who may be facing the same situation. Now the time has come for what you have all been waiting for. Get your envelopes ready, find that special place to release your butterfly, and let's count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Go butterflies. Go butterflies. Let's go. Look at it go, Paul. Oh, look at her. Oh. Let's just go in here. Holly, let Grandma go. Holly, let Grandma. You guys want to stay? No, they want to stay with you. Oh, there it goes. Oh, there it goes. Fly? They want to hang out with us. I don't think this guy's doing too well. Oh my God! Whatever the cause. Oh, you do that one, Michelle. You want me to take that?
So look at that. Holly, face Daddy. Oh my goodness. Oh, there she goes. Daddy, did you score? I hope so. I know. I'm hitting the ball. Yes, girl. High five. High five. Great job, Paul. Thank you so much. That's awesome. That's all the butterflies. Food always works. The whole monarchs in the United States.
Thanks again for tuning in to our 2020 Virtual Wings of Hope. We hope you had a great time. And for those at home, we hope you released your butterflies as well. And we can't wait to see you back here again with us next year for the 14th annual Wings of Hope event benefiting the cancer support community of the Greater Lehigh Valley. Have a great weekend.